the 2K pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. I've got the legendary Shaquille O'Neal by my side. Tonight, it'll be the Memphis Grizzlies up against the Milwaukee Bucks. And taking a look here at the Bucks, they haven't forgotten the fact that this team swept them last year in the regular season. This is a game they had circled going in. Shaq, last season for the Bucks, about as bad as a team can be. Any reason to think they'll be significantly better this season?
Well, believe it or not, Ernie, the Bucks are better than you think. And with their new young coach, Jason Kidd, that should get them a few more wins.
We'll see. We're just about ready to get this game started, and meantime, we'll see you the next time.
The Grizzlies look to take charge at the FedEx Forum, and we're going to bring it to you live from Memphis, Tennessee. For the Grizzlies, their last game, a win against the Wizards. And there wasn't much question as to how that game was going to turn out. They absolutely put the hammer down on them.
You know, so often in the NBA we talk about how you have to earn your points the hard way, but it didn't seem like that was the case. Everything came pretty easily.
Too many of their points came the easy way, Steve. You're right. On dunks and layups against a defense that didn't really put up much resistance.
Tip-off goes to Milwaukee. Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Puts up the baby hook. The shot, no good. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Milwaukee team.
Well, they were unbeaten against this opponent last season. Not surprising considering where they both finished in the standings.
That's good.
Intelligent passing there to make that hoop possible.
Milwaukee on D. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
Well, Kevin, they constructed a perfect offensive game plan going into that game, and it was quickly apparent how powerless the defense was to stop it.
Powerless is a good way to put it, Steve. We're unlikely to see that many uncontested baskets again anytime soon.
3 on the clock, and he gets the bucket. A-Train's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Something they'd like to see more of him more often, that's for sure.
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession.
Memphis really revitalized their season late in the year, but they dropped a lot of games against the East early on.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
A bit ago, Jason Kidd and I were able to chat. The battle on the boards is something that he knows will be a big barometer for how this game turns out. He said coming out ahead in rebounds is something that we simply have to strive for in this game. If we let them beat us up on the glass, it's going to be a long uphill fight. Guys?
Thank you, Doris, for that. Obviously, getting better position, Clark, on the boards is an issue.
Yeah, that and the will to get it done, Kevin.
The Grizzlies would rally later in the year, Clark, as you were saying, some losses to the East last year that they would want back.
Yeah, no question about it. Every team in the league wants games back they lose. You can't recapture them, though. Memphis, no different. They had some injury issues, though. Marcus All out for a while, and that really disrupted their rhythm. But late in the season, as you said, they were right on track.
Here's the chosen one, following the basket by Brook Lopez.
He has no fear, guys. He is more than willing to mix it up in the paint with the big boys.
Down low, here's Shaw, and he misses the go-ahead basket. Grizzlies have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Here's the chosen one. Shot is blocked, but he stays with it. Goes up again. McGee trying to break free. And he lays it up and in.
The defense pretty much helpless there, stopping that layup. I think too much of a mismatch in terms of height.
Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Connects from three-point range.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Pass to the general. Here is Elliott. He had 10 points in the win against Washington. Low block shot on the way. Uses the glass to drop it in. Elliott's got his second bucket of the night. The Bucks have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. The jump hook and the basket good.
Tell you what, he is so difficult to guard, especially on a shot like that one.
Memphis trailing here.
Brook Lopez, an elite scoring big man. Tremendous size and shooting touch. He might be the best low post scorer in the NBA.
And he gets it to go. And that's now 7 points for A-Train. The Bucks have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Grizzlies with the rebound. The general passes to Elliott. Here's the chosen one. Over to the wing. Here's A-Train. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
This switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
He just is not happy with how his team is executing. And they've been on the wrong side of this run. It's time for a momentum shift.
You know, sometimes just getting off the court, taking a break, and coming back out fresh will give you a chance to pull together.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. A different look for Milwaukee. Back to Lee. 1:41 left here in the opening quarter. 6 on the shot clock. A baseline J, and the jumper falls for him. And the Grizzlies leading by 3. Here's Rain Man. Rebound by Parker.
You see the defenders get out of his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the bucket, but not that time.
1:09 left in the first. The baseline J. It's Clark with the rebound.
You know, that mid-range jump shot is not his strong suit, even when he gets a good look like that.
Passes it to Baylor. Here's Rain Man. Here is Skinny. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change.
The Milwaukee Bucks are a team that's tried season after season, year after year, particularly recently, to put the best team they could manage on the floor. Unfortunately, that type of approach has kind of left them in no man's land. Not good enough to compete for a title, not quite bad enough to draft a potential superstar.
The Grizzlies shooting their first free throws of the game.
Well, guys, you go back to last season, and this is a team that hit just 74% of its free throws. I know they'd like to see that number go up.
And it's something they know that if they improve, can really have a big impact on their success.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Bucks trail by 5. And the layup's good off the glass. You talk about that no man's land. The Bucks have tried to sign the best players they could, but so often those mid-tier veterans really don't move the needle.
Yeah, but you know, with this year's top pick, and then you got the Greek freak, Antetokounmpo, I mean, the Bucks have finally acquired a young talent who they think maybe be able to take them to the next level. We'll see. Well, you knew he'd win that race.
Definitely. I mean, that's what you call early offense.
Here's A-Train. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Here's Rain Man. He with the block. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's the Grizzlies. They're up by 1. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And for Memphis, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
And I'm just so impressed with the long-range shooting. They have really lit it up from outside.
Yeah, the sharp shooting from deep, a big part of their lead, and they're playing with confidence and shooting it well.
Memphis leading. And now brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So on the floor for Memphis, Rain Man is out there with Skinny. And it's the Wizard, and it's the Quick in at the power forward. 6 to shoot. Here's Rain Man. Sinks the triple. Rain Man's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Grizzlies. And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, Memphis coach Dave Yeager paid dues for years coaching in the minor leagues. But he did more than coach. He was the GM, ticket vendor, business manager, and halftime act. He said he loved the passion and spirit of that work, but there were also tough times. Guys, those struggles helped prepare him for where he is today.
A long road, but he's here now. Thanks, Doris. And he gets it to go.
Nice soft touch to drop that one in.
Here's Lee. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. To the wing on the left. From 18 feet away, and he hits the jumper for 2. Memphis has gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Rain Man passes to Fields. Here is Skinny. And the pass to Rain Man. Kicks to Fields. Here's the 3. That's good. Fields has got the lead up to 5 now for the Grizzlies.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the three-point line. That's 4 of the last 5. You got to run those guys off the line.
I agree, and the defense is practically giving them those shots, though.
And so it's Milwaukee now. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, last year the Bucks knew that to make the playoffs would be a real stretch. Strange, kind of, when you consider the year before, 2013, they had gotten to the playoffs, but it just goes to show you things change quickly in the NBA.
As you guys are talking about, the winds of change can stir things up in a hurry in the NBA, and the Bucks are hoping things can change for the better, Steve, just as fast.
Well, luckily, with the pick they got and the changes they made, I mean, they're in a much better position this year. The postseason's still probably a stretch, but, you know, not completely out of the question in the Eastern Conference.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Elliott's checked in for Silk. The chosen one comes in for Skinny. And it's the general in for Rain Man. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
There's not a lot you can say that hasn't been said before about his skill at the charity stripe.
Pass to the chosen one. Here's the Quick. Here's the chosen one. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. The general passes to Fields. And again, it's Memphis with the 3.
I like the way they picked it up here offensively in the second.
Well, they've really caught fire. Their shooting percentage is in the high 50s now, so they're rolling.
And so it's Milwaukee now. They trail by 6. He used that pick to get in close. 8 points for him.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's gotten it going now.
Passes it to the chosen one. Here's the general. Feeds it to Fields. Plenty of space. Good. Fields has got 8 here in the quarter.
Well, he's finally starting to get it going here offensively.
Bucks trail by 6. Right wing. Shoots from 12. And another basket for Milwaukee.
The points just keep coming for him this quarter. And just at the right time, too, as they try to narrow the deficit.
Here's Elliott. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Elliott's got 6.
Well, he recognized the advantage size-wise, and he went right at the defender. That's how you do it.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. When you get a team that can play defense like the Grizz and put them in front of a friendly crowd, they can be pretty scary.
They really do tend to feed off of each other, the team and this crowd. It's a big part of why the Grizzlies have been so tough at home for so long.
Shake and Bake's checked in for the Grizzlies. A-Train comes in for the Wizard. Milwaukee making a switch here. Right wing. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. 6 points for Brook Lopez. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hi, Kevin. Jason Kidd was just going over the plan with his team. He talked to his guys about the importance of functioning as a unit, not as individuals, and on the need to help each other find open shots on the perimeter. He also told them that he wants to see multiple passes on every possession. He said that was the key to getting the best shot each time down. So, Kevin, change is already being made on the fly here in the second quarter.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Elliott comes in for Elliott, and it's A-Train in for the chosen one. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And another miss by Memphis.
Rebounds are split just about down the middle in this game, Clark.
I'd venture to guess whichever team is able to maintain that energy level on the glass will have the upper hand the rest of the way.
They set the pick. The Grizzlies pull it in. After this one, they're off to Denver to take on the Nuggets. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip.
A lot of attention on the Nuggets. You know, that Denver game really is interesting to watch. Finding the open man every trip down the floor.
It certainly seems like he's doing that, Steve. I mean, it's been a great passing day for him.
Baseline try, no good. Memphis leading by 6. The general passes to Bailey. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Elliott the bucket.
Getting better and better. Got that field goal percentage up in the 60s now.
Now they've dialed it in here in the second quarter. They are on fire.
And so it's Milwaukee now. They swipe it. Down low. Cashes in for a double-digit lead. And it's a 10-point Grizzly lead.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Yeah, they've been the aggressors, Clark, and getting the ball inside into that lane area has been huge for them.
Buried from 15 feet out.
They're earning their points with the jump shot now.
Yeah, that's 6 of their last 10 points coming in that in-between range.
And there's the pass to Bailey. Here's A-Train. Here's the general. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Can't hit.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
Second shot opportunity, and that's 2 points on the layup. And that's now 8 points for Brook Lopez.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
1 second left, and count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Well, that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active, be energetic, and react as soon as the shot goes up.
So both teams making some changes here. The Grizzlies shooting their third free throw shot of the game. And that one misses. And that concludes the first half. Grizzlies lead by 8. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, we have Brooke Lopez with us. What's the attitude you have as a team right now?
Oh, it's so exciting. You know, it's really thrilling to come out with such great for the guys every night, you know, and play basketball. You know, it's a lot of fun.
Brooke, thank you very much. Kevin, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow here on 2K Sports. And now the third quarter about to get going.
It's been a strong game for A-Train. 10 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
Well, it's no secret. I mean, the more points he can come up with from out there, the better off they'll be offensively with their spacing.
And the Grizzlies leading by 8.
You know, the Grizzlies are the kind of team that perhaps fans around the league can overlook or undervalue or even forget about at times, but they're always going to be there because they're tough, they're physical, and they're talented.
And Milwaukee looking at who they've got. Here's the chosen one, and he banks in the layup. The chosen one's got the lead up to 10 now for Memphis.
He got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
Releases, hits the jumper. 10 points for Brooke Lopez. Well, guys, as you were talking about, Memphis not a big budget franchise or one with a history that runs so deep that often fans overlook them.
That may be true, but it's given the Grizzlies a very underdog attitude that I think the franchise and the team and the fans have embraced. And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
And so it's Milwaukee now. It's a 10-point game. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
The chosen one passes to A-Train. Here's McGee. The shot misses. And Milwaukee the other way now. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That game is the first and last of their homestand.
Tell you what, guys, I'm really looking forward to seeing how that Cleveland game turns out.
They get it back. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. He's got 6.
Their second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Pass to the chosen one. Here is Elliott. Passes it to the general. 5 on the clock. And the jumper is on the mark. And that's 12 points for A-Train.
Well, this is what he does. He's shooting it well. He's scoring a lot of their points, getting them in front.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
You know, he wants to tinker a little bit, and he's taking the time to do so right here.
Yeah, I think you're right. He just didn't like some of the things he saw out there, a bit uncomfortable, and wanted to talk it over.
Bailey's jumped in for the Grizzlies. Milwaukee making a switch here. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Dave Yeager coaching his team during that break. He said a big part of their focus should be on offensive rebounding, to get bodies to the glass at that end of the floor and work hard for second chance points. The second thing he talked about was working hard to get their shooters open. He wants them looking for those gaps on the perimeter and letting it fly whenever they find them. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris.
Everything working for them out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 shots.
And the Grizzlies leading by 5. To the right side. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Here's McGee. Rebounded by Biedrins. For Milwaukee, they've gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break. Releases. And there are the Bucks with another bucket.
That is a very low percentage shot, Kevin, but it's the result they were looking for at the end of the day.
The pass to Bailey. Swiped away. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. 6 on the shot clock. Stolen. And it's Memphis on the break. Here's McGee. Finish off the break.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They made the steal pay dividends instantly in the open floor.
And the Bucks with possession here, trailing by 5. Six to shoot. It's rebounded by Memphis. McGee's got 4 rebounds in this game.
You know, the Bucks really struggled last season, and it started with their offense. They just could not score points in an efficient manner and keep up with their opponents.
Bucks trail by 7. Out left to the wing. To the wing on the left. From outside the arc. It's rebounded by Memphis. They've led by as much as 10. Pass to Bailey. Here's the general. From the line, again Memphis.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Milwaukee has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Nice shot from 10 feet out. 12 points for him.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
You have to give credit to the Grizzlies for being right in the playoff race to the very end last season. Certainly nobody wanted to see them in the first round.
Both teams deciding to change it up. .110 left in the third quarter. Rain Man passes to Clark. Nice follow through on the fadeaway. Clark's got his first basket of the night. Boy, you said it, the Grizzlies were the team that nobody wanted to see in the first round, and they showed why with a great series against the Thunder.
Well, they took the Thunder to 7 games. They actually had a 3-2 advantage in that series, but couldn't pull it off. Still a great showing for the Grizzlies as that 7 seed.
Here's Rain Man. Passes it to P. The dish to Clark. Baseline J on the way. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. And now an 11-point Grizzly lead.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play. They're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
Now here's Lee. 6 on the shot clock. Baseline J on the way. That's good on the jump shot. He's got 14. Here's Rain Man. From deep three-point range and released it in time, but it's off the mark. Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third quarter. Both teams putting up points. It's the Grizzlies. They're up by 9. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. Bucks trail by 9. Be out there with Silk. Then there's Skinny. Then it's Rain Man. And it's Elliott in at the 5. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Now here's Lee. Shot clock at 6. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Bucks obviously did not have a great season on the court, but off the court there was some big news as the franchise was sold last April.
And with the Bucks and their sale, new ownership, what is important is that you notice that it's a local group and they're continuing to really get their tentacles within the community.
Well said, and that's always helpful when you have ownership that's there, present, and invested in the local community. There was a lot of fear in Milwaukee that the team could be on the move, but those fears were put to rest.
The Wizard, he's checked in for Memphis. A-Train comes in for P. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And the Grizzlies leading by 7. Inside, here's Skinner. Rob. Pass to Parker. The rebound by Fields.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Here's Rain Man. Here's Skinner. And the 3 ball is good. And the Grizzlies lead by 10.
Boy, the deeper we get into this game, the more offense we're seeing.
And that goes for both teams, Steve. Everybody firing on all cylinders right now.
Now here's Lee. Shot clock at 6. Puts it up from 15. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Well, the defense just looked a little lazy on the glass there.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That's inexcusable.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Shake and Bake's checked in for Silk. Elliott comes in for the Wizard. The General, he's checked in for Skinny. And it's the chosen one in for Rain Man. Shavlik Randolph, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Here's the General. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Here's McGee. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
And assists like that have typified their effort today. Great ball movement.
Really an example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And so it's Milwaukee now. 9-point game. And he gets it to go. 12 points for Brook Lopez.
And after that last game, Clark, I'm not surprised to see him so hot. He's got it rolling right now.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
First team foul.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Grizzlies.
Man, they keep piling up the assists, guys. Great ball movement.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
That's good from McGee. Milwaukee making a switch here. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. It's rebounded by Memphis. They've led by as many as 11 points. To the wing on the left. Here's the general. Drops in the tray. And the Grizzlies lead by 11.
Might as well just take it into his own hands and make that big lead even bigger.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
You heard talk last year of the NBA perhaps considering adding a 4-pointer as a shot. Something you only really see in celebrity games for charity. And it would certainly have had a huge impact if it was implemented. But I think that would be a reach, folks. Let's stay with the 3-point.
And the Bucks making a change here. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. Jason Kidd had some words for his team over that last break. He let his players know that they've got to do a better job on defense. He said they're scoring any way they want. We've got to show some pride here. Let's make a stand defensively, get us stops, and get on a run of our own. Do they have it in them, Kevin?
Puts up the baby hook. And he lays it straight in.
You know, when he's in that tight with that kind of height advantage over the defender, that's going to be a pretty easy play for him.
The chosen one passes to A-Train. Here's the chosen one. The pass to the general. Shoots it up. And a little luck that time, but it drops. The general's got the lead up to 11 now for the Grizzlies. The Bucks have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. The turnaround, and he gets it to go. 14 points for Brook Lopez.
It's a good thing he showed up today because without him, this team would be in big trouble.
Pass to the general. Looking for McGee. He gets it there. Rebounded by the Bucks. And the layup's good off the glass.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball. Just having their way down low.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
Yeah, and guys, I think he feels like he can make a few improvements during this timeout. Just kind of make a couple of adjustments, get his club back on track.
You know, coaches are always tweaking and tinkering with things mid-game. Actually, sometimes they overdo it.
And the Grizzlies leading by 7. Passes it to the chosen one. The pass to A-Train. And again, it's Memphis with the 3.
Well, I'll tell you what, since the beginning of the fourth quarter, the three-point shot has really just been there for them. Everything's fallen.
Yeah, the touch from downtown is right on point.
Misses the layup.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Now here is McGee. Not a lot of room. And a clever pass fake kept the D from closing in. And now it's a 12-point Grizzly lead. Pass to Shaw. The jump hook and good on the basket. Book it. 16 points for Brook Lopez.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
Here's the chosen one. McGee, the pass to the chosen one. Here's the general. Pass to Elliott. Banked in off the glass. And the Grizzlies lead by 12.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
8 feet away, and again it's Brook Lopez.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense is giving him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
Memphis leading by 10. Passes to the general. Right wing. Some nice passing there by Memphis. The pass to the chosen one. Here's the general. Goes up the baseline, and it's Memphis with another.
And clearly no question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for Memphis.
Clark, the bench gave him a big lift in this game.
Yeah, you always like to see that, Kevin, when your reserves can perform and help you pull out a win.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
It always takes someone stepping up, and that happened here as we got great numbers for A-Train. Every inch of the floor was his tonight as he came out and injected energy into every play that was made out there.
And so it's Memphis with it, following the 3 by Milwaukee. Out left to the wing. And the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
And a terrific run to really put this ball game away.
And now let's see how many more points they can throw up there before the horn sounds.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. No good from outside. Memphis has gotten off to a great start from 3-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. Here's Shaw. Buries it down low. 6 seconds left in the game. Here's the general. So it's Memphis picking up the win. They pulled off this win, Clark, with respectable performances on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think it was just really a nice overall effort, Kevin.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, A-Train.